Welcome to Good Dates Gone Bad. I'm your host, Lee, and this is my guest,
Margot.
Welcome, Margot, to the show.
Thank you.
She doesn't have any bad dates, believe it or not. But
That
she
I can
does.
say out loud.
But she has been happily married for a long time. And she's going to actually read a story from my book. It's the first volume, and it's story number 33 called Jailbirds. So she's going to share that story with you. So go ahead,
Ready?
Margot.
A woman gets set up on a blind date by a friend, and she meets him at Dantana's by Lenox Mall. He was a 6'2" Southern handsome man, and she was grateful for his presence.
Mm-hmm.
With a smile, he added, "What do you want to drink?" She suggests Chardonnay, but he orders the Merlot, mispronouncing the wine with a T at the end. Not knowing if she heard him correctly, she gave him a little smile and said, "What did you just say?" He repeated the type of wine, and again saying the T at the end.
Now that would be so annoying, right?
Yes.
Because he probably talks like this.
Yeah.
And he
Or
said, I want the Merlot.
Yeah.
Instead of saying the Merlot.
Would not be good.
Merlot. It's like the filet mignon, right? They don't know how to say filet mignon.
Yes, not good. He's starting out poorly.
Right.
Okay. He repeated the type of wine again, saying the T at the end, and combined with his southern drawl, it just sounded terrible. Embarrassed, she replied, "That sounds nice." The server brought the bottle of wine, opened the bottle, and presented her with a sample of wine. She tasted it and almost cringed due to the cheapness of the wine.
Oh, yeah. Some Merlot. Well, any wine, you get it in a bar. First of all, you're going to go to Dantana's, and that's like a popular sports bar. But,
Yeah.
I mean, some sports bars, if they're going to have a quality glass of wine because you're going to pay at least $20 for it. That's probably the $6 pour. So the Merlot was sucky.
Right. Then she suffered through the first 20 minutes of the dining experience due to loud sounds of the basketball game playing in the other room.
Mm-hmm.
Not a great place for a first date.
No.
Why did he choose a sports bar for a first date?
Unless
She
you're
thought-
unless you're both into sports.
Right. But she thought that to herself over and over again until the server approached them to take their dinner order. Oh,
About
too
damn
long.
time. 20 minutes.
Yeah.
That's a crowded bar.
Never have dinner with a blind
No.
date, ever. You have coffee. Back in the
Okay.
day, that's what I would do.
Okay.
After dinner and a bottle of Merlot later, she decided to go to Beluga Martini Bar for drinks and live music.
We were just talking about Beluga.
His phone rang, and he said he would be right back. She sat at the bar, waiting patiently for his return, but he never came back. Perplexed and humiliated, she drove her car to Beluga, thinking he might have just been mixed up and decided to drive there. No. Upon arriving, she asked the valet if he had come by, and they confirmed that he had not.
And where did he go?
He went out the back.
Oh,
My guess.
okay.
Maybe phone a friend.
Yeah. I wonder if this was the days before cell phones. Maybe.
Maybe. She decided to go inside anyway in order to drink, as she needed to keep her buzz going if this date would be continuing. Glancing back down at her watch, she realized that it was now 11 o'clock in the evening.
What happened to the guy?
We'll find out.
I would have found a million other things to do, right? You would have.
Yes.
I'd be like, call
I would have
my
found
friend.
someone else at this point.
Yeah. Totally.
Then her cell phone rang. It was her daughter,
Jesus,
crying
heavens.
and desperately trying to form words that she was in jail for a bit and she was in jail for a hit and run incident earlier that evening. Now upset, the woman jumped off the bar stool and headed for the valet to get her car. She reassured her daughter that she was going to drive to the Fulton County Jail.
And let me tell you something. Why would you stay at that shitty bar that long anyway? I would have been long gone. I would have been hanging out there. And then, how many drinks has she had?
Who is this lady? It's not me, I promise. Okay, ready?
I don't remember who gave this story to me, but someone
we
did.
won't be able to say it. To bail her out and hung up the phone. Just as she was about to leave, she decided to phone her friend who had set her up on the date and told her the events of the evening. With disbelief, the friend apologized profusely for the error of the choice of date she had made with her friend.
Sure.
That's okay. I just wish he would have not left me hanging around at the bar. I felt that it was just rude, she said, almost in tears of the embarrassment by being disliked by this man.
That would be rude.
Yeah.
No one wants to be left sitting at a bar.
No, you want to leave them sitting at the bar.
Maybe you went out to the car to get a cigarette and something happened,
The woman managed to pick up her daughter from jail. It's now 3 in the morning.
Now it's really
probably.
classy. Now it's getting classy. Oh, gosh.
Ay, ay, ay. Paid the heavy fine, signed where she needed, then proceeded to her home. She took a shower, began to cry, and eventually fell asleep. She needs some self-esteem.
She does.
The next morning, the friend who had set her up on the date phoned her with an explanation. Girl, you are not going to believe this, but he was in jail.
They were actually a match made in heaven.
He hit her daughter, probably.
Oh, yeah, I know, right? Oh, God.
What? The woman said in a loud, disbelieving tone. What happened? The friend told her that all about he had taken a phone call and sat in his car while it was running, and a police officer drove up beside him and asked to roll down the window. The guy had refused. That's not very smart.
No.
It's just a phone call.
But the car was running. Said the police, oh, okay, I know where this is going.
Yep.
I wrote this so long ago, I don't remember the story.
The guy refused and was motioning at the officer in a rude and crass manner. That's not smart at all. The officer asked him if he had been drinking, and he denied the question. I'm surprised he didn't say, I just had a little Merlot.
I had some Merlot. Not a lot, just Merlot.
Then the officer told him he had to do a sobriety test, and the man failed the test.
Of course he did. Ugh.
Blowing way beyond the limit to drive.
Well, now if you were sitting in your car, I think the rule is if you're sitting in your car and you're inebriated, but the car's not running with the intent to leave. Maybe it was cold out or hot out.
I think he's just...
Why did he need to run the car?
He's just not a smart guy.
Why did he leave? What were you doing sitting in the car?
He was calling number 2.
Yeah.
Maybe he could
Planning
tell she was embarrassed.
Oh.
Maybe. Let's see. He was taken to... Oh, no. The officer then placed the man in the back seat of the police car and then turned off the man's car, giving him his keys. He was taken to Fulton County Jail. Same place as the woman's daughter, and was left there until morning.
That just sucks.
Sounds like a party.
That would suck so bad. And he didn't even get to go in there and tell that girl. First of all, he didn't even tell her really why he was going out to the car.
No, he didn't say
he probably went to the bathroom, right? And really went to the car to do something in the car. But then got arrested and then hauled off to jail. Oh, how
This
awful.
is a date.
That's a bad date.
For both of them.
Yes.
Okay, hold on. Stunned, the woman sat in silence. She couldn't believe that in one night, both her date and her daughter had been in the same jail at the same time. It's a miracle.
Yep.
Realizing they were more of a match, oh my God. Realizing they were more of a match than she initially thought.
Mm-hmm.
He was too embarrassed to phone her though, so they never saw each other ever again.
Well,
very sad.
that is a kind of a match, a good match
Made
there because
somewhere.
the families somehow they get arrested, but that's crazy, isn't it? Mm-hmm. I don't know. I've never been left at a bar before. I don't think I've ever been ditched on a
But
date.
have you left anyone at the bar?
No, I've never ditched anyone on a date. I've wanted to, but actually, there was a time that I left when the guy was acting crazy. There was one time that I did that, but I mentioned that one of the other dates. But but I've never snuck to the bathroom and left. I was standing right beside them and I turned around and left. But I never went to the bathroom or snuck out the front door or none of that. No.
But did you ever have a deal with your friend that they would call you as kind of an out and then you'd answer and you'd say, hey, oh my gosh, I'll be right there.
No, I've never done that, but I've heard of people doing that.
Yeah.
That actually does work for
think I've
women
done
that
it.
if they're
I have a feeling I've
on
done
a bad I think that, okay, see, so you might have been somebody else's, well, they were already the bad date, so you
Right.
had done that. Yeah, well, I can understand that.
Yep.
So hopefully y'all enjoyed the story. What did you learn? Don't go to your car with it running.
Hey, okay, hey. Blind dates, seriously, only go for
Blind
coffee.
dates suck.
Don't have alcohol. You don't want to waste the calories. Definitely don't have dinner.
Waste the calories.
And definitely don't go to a bar afterwards. And see a picture of him, and if they have the southern accent and you don't like
Well,
it,
don't
just
these
say
days
no.
when people go on a blind date, I mean, back in the day, it used to really be blind, you know?
Yeah.
My dad just set me up with this kid that was his coworker's son, and he didn't just go by Charles. I mean, the guy was 16, he went by Chuck. And to me, a high schooler, when not going out with a guy named Chuck, just sounded like bad luck Chuck. It just sounded bad. It just didn't sound sexy.
Lucky.
You know, Chuck. No. And then I didn't see him before. So when I met him, he's picking me up in the car. We're meeting for the first time. It was very, very awkward. I think we went to go eat something. I don't even remember. I kind of zoned out. I wasn't really, I don't know, maybe I was undateable then. Well, we weren't drinking because we were 16.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you had a blind date when I didn't know.
My dad set me up on a blind date.
Yeah.
With his coworker's son named Chuck.
Mm.
And no, I didn't know all the tricks of how to get out of a date, but we definitely didn't go out again. That was not a good match.
I'm sure.
And you don't know conversation then. You know, conversation then is silly because you don't really have a lot of life experiences to share to have a lot to say. You're going to have limited things to discuss.
So are you a cheerleader? Oh, do you play basketball?
And I was a cheerleader. I played volleyball, softball.
Yeah.
Yeah. Went to a Christian school, which those people are probably watching this thinking I'm going to go to hell, but that's okay because I'm not going to go to hell.
That's when you know you're in trouble when the person that's setting you up says, "Oh, they're really nice. They're so
really nice. Yeah.
Bad.
And they've got a big something that you have to look at
and then
the
you
whole
say,
time.
well, are they cute? And you don't want to sound like that's important. Say, so what do they look like? So nice. I mean, a full head of hair.
A full head of hair.
Full
and
head
it's
of
down
hair.
like this.
This
rocker
hair
style.
on this guy. Oh my God, a full head of hair.
Full head of hair and the beard to match.
Yeah, it's
and the glasses and everything. Yeah. Well, there's lots of other good dates gone bad to be shared. So thank you for sharing that with Margot.
Thank you for having me.
And thanks for being on the show.
Thank you for having me.
Stay tuned for more good dates gone bad. Cheers.